So I am making Parmesan chicken penne pasta tonight in the quick cooker for our dinner, and so I thought I would show off our deluxe multi-cooker and a couple other Pampered Chef tools that make making this recipe really easy. So this is pressure cooker chicken Parmesan pasta. It could be made on the stovetop too if you don't have a pressure cooker. This is a family favorite and it's on the Pampered Chef website. So our deluxe multi-cooker came out in March, so it is our newest appliance, and it took the place of the old quick cooker. So what I'm going to do first is set the sear function so that can start warming up, because I'm going to saute my bell peppers and onions and the chicken before I pressure cook it. So all you have to do is move this knob to select the setting you want. So I'm going to select the sear setting, and then I'll just put it on 30 minutes. We're not going to sear it for that long. And you can pick whether you want low, medium, or high for your temperature, and I'm going to pick high. And then all I have to do is push this in, and once it beeps, it's done, and it shows that it's preheating. So this multi-cooker takes the place of several different appliances. It is a pressure cooker, a slow cooker, it is a rice cooker. You can make yogurt with this. You can do sous vide cooking, which sous vide cooking is a type of French cooking where you cook your meat or your vegetables in a water bath. So you'll put it in a Ziploc bag, or a Pampered Chef has the reusable silicone bags. So you can put it in there, get all the air out, and then you set it in the water bath to cook at a steady temperature the entire time, and it cooks it slowly so that it gets done all the way through and you've got maximum flavor and juiciness. There's a bunch of different settings on here. You have a custom setting, the sear, egg, poultry, beef, pork, seafood. You got your white rice and your whole grain, soup, beans. Making beans in the pressure cooker is so easy. I make my own beans now, cook my own beans now a lot more often versus using the canned beans, because you don't have to pre-soak them, and you just throw them in here with some water and cook them, and it takes like 45 minutes to cook the beans. So it's so much easier than doing it on the stovetop, and I would always forget about the beans, and then some of them would burn to the bottom of the pan. And you have a steam setting, so you can clean. If you have utensils, you can clean those in our sterile setting. You have a steam setting, and then the sterilized setting is down here. So you can cook utensils in it, or not cook, but clean utensils in it. You can clean your baby's toys and pacifiers, bottles, things like that. So that's a really nice function that it has. And like I said, you can make yogurt in it. So you can do so much in this deluxe multi-cooker, and I just love it. I use it a lot. I used it a ton this summer because I didn't want to heat up the oven. So this recipe does not call for onions or bell peppers, but I have some onions and bell peppers that I need to use up, and so I'm going to add them to the recipe, and I'm going to use our food chopper to chop them up. And this is completely dishwasher safe, and it comes apart so that you can easily clean it either by hand or in the dishwasher. And this is one of our kitchen gadgets that I think every kitchen should have, because it makes chopping up your vegetables so much easier and faster, and it's just fun to use. You can chop up nuts with it. You can chop up meat, your onions, your bell peppers, any kind of vegetable you want to chop up. This will do the job for you. So the more you push this down, the finer the dice. And I'm going to chop up the onion right now. So as you can see, this is what it looks like, and that was super quick to do. And I got a little more onion to chop up. And that one I want to chop up a little more. all done. And now I'm gonna chop up our bell peppers. And my daughter doesn't like bell peppers, but if I chop them up really small, she doesn't notice. So they're in the recipe. So there it is, nice and finely diced. Put that over there. So if you have lots of stuff to chop up, this makes the job super fast and super easy, and you can do mushrooms with this if you need to. Sometimes I make my own cream of mushroom soup, and you got to dice those onions pretty small, and this makes that job so much easier than when I was doing it all by hand. All right, so we got those all diced up, and I'm going to add a little olive oil to the pot. So this is what the pot looks like. You can fill it to 2/3 full. I don't know if you can see in there, but they have the line for 2/3 full and half full, so you don't fill it up too much. All right, so I'm gonna put in my vegetables. I'm gonna saute them for a little bit. And then I'm gonna add the chicken when those have sauteed for a little bit and saute it. So in the meantime, I will tell you a little bit about our graters. So this is one of our food graters right here, and this is a fine grate. You can extend this and lay it across a bowl, so you could just grate directly over a bowl if you wanted to. Now this little bowl I have here to catch the cheese, it doesn't come with this grater. It comes with this one. So all our graters come with the shield, so you don't scrape your fingers or knuckles when you're sifting through the drawer for it. And this is our coarse grater. And then on the other side, we have the extra fine grater. So this little container right here, it comes with this one. So I'm just gonna put the shields back on that and put it up. All our graters come with this handy dandy little thing. I don't even really know what to call it, but you just slip it on and you stick your cheese or your vegetables, whatever you're gonna grate in here, in this, and then you stick this on, and this holds the food in place, and you can use it to push down on the food, and you just grate up and down like that. And with this handy dandy little food holder, you're not gonna shred your fingers or your knuckles in the process. So, I better stir our onions and bell peppers. Now this recipe tells me I need 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese, and you're not going to be able to really see this, but they have 1/2 cup. This has the 1/2 cup, 1 cup, 1.5 cup, and 2 cup markings, and they also have it in milliliters as well. So that's handy. You know when to stop grating. I mean, usually I just eyeball it, but tonight I'll make sure it's at the 1/2 cup line. So I'm gonna get my Parmesan cheese out and cut up some chunks to fit inside here. And then I'll I'll show you how this handy dandy grater works. And I like these graters. It just makes it really easy to grate the cheese. And I like that it gets every last bit of the cheese. And again, I have grated my fingers before. So it's nice that it has the food holder, so it makes it extra safe. And especially like if you have little younger kids helping out in the kitchen, it'll protect their hands. So you just put that on there and then go up and down and up and down, just like that. I think it makes grating cheese a lot easier and faster. So now I'm going to put a little bit more Parmesan in there because we are not at half a cup yet. See if we're there yet. All right, so this is what it looks like, all grated. These are also, you know, really easy to clean. They can go in the dishwasher. So I'm going to move this. So we're done with it. I'll stir up our onions and bell pepper, and I'm going to put the chicken in. And this recipe says to add Italian seasoning to your chicken. It also calls for chicken tenders. I just used chicken breast, cut it up, and sprinkled my Italian seasoning in there. So with the chicken, we're just wanting to saute it until it's done, cooked on the outside. So I'm going to stir that up. I'm going to add some garlic Parmesan seasoning to it. This is one of our new seasonings that came out in September, and it's really, really good. It obviously tastes good in Alfredo sauce. My daughter likes to put it on her popcorn, and I've tried it. It does taste really good on popcorn. I like cheesy popcorn. So it's a versatile seasoning that you could use in a ton of stuff, any Italian dishes you make. So I'm going to sprinkle some of that in here and stir it up. I usually make my own spaghetti sauce because it's just cheaper, and when I do buy store-bought spaghetti sauce, I always have to doctor it up to get more flavor. And it's pretty quick making your own spaghetti sauce, but for this recipe, I do the 4 cheese sauce. This is Aldi's Priano spaghetti sauce, and this tastes really, really good. And when you add the Parmesan to it, it makes it just this really rich marinara sauce. So for this recipe, I use this, and it's just super simple to dump it in. Chicken's not quite done yet, or not quite cooked on the outside. So I'm going to show you guys another item that I think every kitchen should have, and it is our salad chopper. But this is not just a salad chopper. You can use it to shred meat. And it's got a spring in it, so it's real easy to close it, use it, and it makes shredding meat really fast. I used to dread shredding meat. I just did it with like a knife and fork. This makes it so much faster. I don't dread shredding meat. This does an excellent job cutting up your lettuce. You can use it to cut up mushrooms and tomatoes and cucumbers, whatever you need for your salad. They are very versatile. They're easy to use. My 9-year-old has fun using them. I mainly use them to shred meat, but I do sometimes use them for salad. And I know this is a product that a lot of people recommend when someone says, what should I get? This is one of these must-haves. This and the food chopper that I just showed you are two of my must-haves in the kitchen. My Rapid Prep mandolin is another must-have, and I don't really have the counter space to get it out right now, but it cuts up lots of vegetables and fruit, and it just makes that prep work so much faster, so much easier. With the Rapid Prep mandolin, I'm making homemade French fries and homemade hash browns all the time because it just makes it so easy. Like, it takes it longer for me to peel the potato, takes longer for me to peel the potato than to actually chop it up with our Rapid Prep mandolin. And everything you cut up with the mandolin, there's a setting for thickness, so it's going to cut every piece to the same thickness, and that means everything's going to get done at the same time. So I think we're ready now to add the pasta and the water and the spaghetti sauce. So I'm going to shut off the sear function. So this is the cancel button, and I'm going to dump this in here. Turn that upside down and get the last bits of it. And it calls for 1 cup of water and then 2 cups of penne pasta. All I have right now is rotini, so that's what I'm going to use. To double this recipe, you can, and will cook for the same amount of time. It just takes longer to get up to pressure, so it has to get up to pressure first before it starts cooking. So you can double it easily. And I'm going to stir all that up, and I'm going to add some salt and pepper to it. That up. Gotta turn my Kindle back on here so I can see my recipe. So this has us cook it on the custom setting for 5 minutes. So I'm going to put the lid on it. And one handy dandy thing about the Deluxe Multicooker, which I love because I have hardly any counter space in my kitchen, there's a slot that it fits in back there. So when you're ready to serve it, you can just pop the lid in there. It's not going to drip water all over your counter, and it stays out of the way. So it's a great feature for it. And I'm going to put the lid on. So it just goes on like that. I'm going to use the dial to turn it to custom, and I'll push it in to select custom, and then I'm going to it's only going to cook for 5 minutes. First it has to get up to pressure, and then it'll cook for 5 minutes. It's already check marked by keep warm. So keep warm is selected. Another one of the features I love about this is it will automatically switch to keep warm when it's done cooking. And so if you're not ready to serve yet, or if part of your family's ready to eat, they can eat now, and the other part of your family can eat later, and you can just keep it warm for that whole time, so nobody has to reheat. Oh yeah, I was gonna put more spaghetti sauce in here. Let me do that real quick. There we go. And this, when it's done cooking, the pasta is cooked all the way through. The chicken is nice and tender. I just push that in and hold till it beeps. So what it tells me right now is it's preheating, so that means it is warming or getting up to pressure, and then when it's up to pressure, it will switch to cooking, and you'll see the countdown from 5 minutes. When you're done, you can either let it just naturally release steam, or you can hit the steam button here and to release the steam, and you hit the X to cancel what you're doing. So that is it. We're having chicken Parmesan pasta tonight in the quick cooker, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.